Hi, it's Joy Foster, founder of Tech Pixies and the host of the Sparkle and Thrive podcast. And today we have a really special guest. Today we have Karen Evans from Shop for Ducks. Karen, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Joy, for having me.
So Karen has been in our world for a while, and I have just watched her thrive. That's why we call this the Sparkle and Thrive podcast. I have seen this woman really thrive by using social media. And I would love for her to tell her story about why she got involved with Tech Pixies in the first place and how it's transformed her business. This is a series on women who are rocking it on social media, and we're highlighting some of our alumni who've done some amazing things. So Karen, tell us how you came into the Tech Pixies world and why you decided to join our VIP group coaching program.
Okay, so my Tech Pixies journey started middle of October 2020. Unfortunately, I just lost my job due to COVID restructuring in the company I was working for. And I found an ad popped up for Tech Pixies on Facebook. And I had a look and I thought, oh yeah, this looks really interesting. Knowing that my husband's business, which is Shop for Ducks, whilst he sells a lot of ducks and we have a very successful website, we were doing very little with social media. And anything we were doing was ad hoc. There was no strategy. So I had a look and I thought, well, whilst I look for another job, I can learn this. And so I went on the free course and I created my first Canva vision board. And looking back, my main items on my Canva board were mindfulness, which is one of my biggest goals, family, which is obviously very important to me, and our duck business. Lots of lovely comments were left by people, and then whilst I was dealing with the loss of my job and the financial circumstances I found myself in, I loved the free training. And then a week later, when it came to make the decision to join and pay for myself, long chat with my husband, and he finally decided to support me from the business to upskill in social media so that we could improve our online sales through social media. So that's how I found myself in the Tech Pixie world.
And I remember when you were trying to decide whether or not it was the right thing for you to do, and you were debating that a little bit. You were, I think, in the VIP program at that point. We were running a free boot camp, but had a VIP program which you could upgrade to do, and you were participating in that, and you had a hot seat with me, and we were talking about how Shop for Ducks could use social media. Now, when you came in, you were also not using every network that we teach. And over time, you added in the different networks. So let's talk about the different networks you added and what an impact that's made on Shop for Ducks. And also, what was the key driver behind the decision to go for it when you weren't sure whether or not it would work?
I'll start with the key decision, because as the deadline to join the group drew closer and I was having the hot seat and I was having calls with people, I felt myself drawn to Joy, you, and the group as a whole, the whole community. And you convinced me to invest in myself. I wasn't investing in you or your business. I was investing in upskilling myself, and that was a big mindset change. So when I joined Tech Pixies, we were using Facebook and Instagram, ad hoc posting. We were using Pinterest, but that hadn't been updated for many years. And Twitter, we were using again ad hoc. We were collecting email addresses on our website for our newsletter, but people actually never got a newsletter. I'm really sad to say that. At that point, we had about 3,000 customers and we weren't doing anything with them. And so it was brought to my attention that I should be doing something with my email list. So during the course of my Tech Pixie journey, which has been about 16 months, I've laughed and I've cried. I've been on a whirlwind of emotions with thoughts running through my head, crying in coaching calls, meeting in star pods, neurocoaching and laying bare my soul. And I can only say I've learned so much in the last 16 months and I'm so happy with my journey. I found out I'm an implementer rather than a creative visionary. And I've also learned a lot about positive psychology and how your mindset and your mood and how happy you are can really affect what you achieve. And it has worked for me. I've had several instances where my money mindset has brought money in. So just to look at the analytics from 2021 versus 2020, Shop for Ducks has been going online for about 7 years. So we were quite well established from an online shop, just didn't drive many customers to it. So looking at 2021 versus 2020, social media use, so Instagram increased our followers from 5,000 to 10,000. Number of posts went up from 40 to 180 in the year. Facebook, followers went from 4,000 to 6,000. Post engagement 700 to 1,300.
Wow.
Twitter was fairly static because we didn't really do much. Although being static and not posting much, we still doubled our profile visits. Now Pinterest was where I put most of my effort in. Over the year, the followers increased by about 1,000 to just under 3,000. Monthly impressions went up from 300,000 to 1,400,000.
Wow.
And engaged audience went from 3,500 to 11,000. So email, I sent my first newsletter email to my 3,000 customers on the 1st of February 2021.
Yeah, now hold on. I got to pause you here for 1 second because I know this is going to be so exciting. So when you came on the boot camp, and if you're listening to this, you can get the boot camp at techpixies.com/boot camp. That is, you can join it. It's a self-paced boot camp now, but it has all the things that Karen's talking about, from the Canva vision board to what one of the sessions, which is the sales are in the mails. And we said this. We said the sales are in the mails. The sales are in the mails. And Karen realized that she had subscribers to an email list that she had never emailed. And I remember, Karen, when you were so nervous about sending this email out. So tell us a little bit before you give us the stats, because I know the stats are incredible. Just before you give us the stats, tell everybody what happened when you did finally decide to send it out and some of the fears you had around sending it out. But then also what happened, what did your email service provider say to you when you sent out that first one? So let's talk about the emotions behind it and then talk about what actually technically happened.
Okay, so my first email went out on the 1st of February, but the lead up to that was quite intense in that I was really scared. I was really scared what my customers were going to think, after not hearing from us for so long. I had something to promote, so I was going to talk about Valentine's Day 2021. And I was just really scared to press the send button. I had 2 fellow tech pixies that helped look through my email and give me really good feedback. Am I allowed to name them on here?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's name drop some tech pixies.
Paula Tajik was my accountability coach at that time, and also Helen Hancock. Both of those really helped scrutinize my email and took the fear away. But it took a lot to press that send button because it was going to so many people and I was just really scared. I didn't want to do it particularly, and I knew it would be the start of a massive shift. And as with anything, when you start something new, it's always scary. So I sent 3,000 emails. From that first email, I had approximately 10 sales, totaling about £200. So considering I didn't want to do it, actually, it proved it was worth it. However, then my email service provider blocked me because they thought I was overusing my account. And so I had to explain to them that I'd kind of come out of nowhere, but I did have all these people on my email list, and I had to work to get myself unblocked. And we've kind of grown over the year. So in the whole of 2021, I've sent 46,000 emails.
Wow.
Of those, just over 10,000 were opened. So an open rate of 22%.
Whoop, whoop.
Clicked just over 2,000, so a click rate of 4.77%.
Wow.
Sales from those 46,000 emails, £2,500.
Oh my goodness.
114 orders. My conversion rate is 4.64%. And I've got very low unsubscribe, spam and bounce rate.
So just by being courageous and emailing your list on a regular basis, you were able to increase your sales by £2,500.
Yeah. So obviously that was just through the emails.
Yes, there's more. Keep
there
coming.
is more. So the whole picture. So we use Shopify as our e-commerce platform. And we have done for the past 7 years. So I've got lots of data in there, and I love the strategy module and the dashboard and being able to plug in all my stats and get all these wow charts, which is what I was working up until about 2:30 this morning on, because I loved the feedback I was getting. So looking at Shopify, which is all of our online sales from shopforducks.co.uk. 2020, we had a total sales of 20k. 2021, we had 46k.
What?
So our increase was up by 138%.
What?
One of the items that I was really excited to add was a bundling feature, whereby, because we sell themed ducks, themed around, say we got Star Wars ducks, if you bought all the ones we had in stock, you got 10% off all of them. So we were selling bundles of products, which was really exciting for me, and it's definitely the way I'm going forwards. Just to give you some more stats.
I love these stats. This is so good. Keep coming.
Returning customer rate. I worked hard on this because I found that a lot of my customers were first-time buyers, and through my email service provider, they provide a snapshot of all of your customers and whether they're at what stage they're at in their customer journey, whether they've ordered from you recently, whether they order multiple times, whether they haven't even opened an email for the last 6 months. So I was able to hone down my customer base, because there was no point me hanging on to people that didn't want to know about me, to make room for people that did. So I tried to focus on my existing customers, and my returning customer rate went up from 5.39% to 8.57%.
Wow.
There's an increase of 59%. My average order value went up slightly. Orders went up by 115%.
What?
I found that my UK market grew, my US market grew even more, which I'm a bit surprised about, considering we had shipping issues during COVID. But obviously that's going to change as we move forwards. Mobile, I'm really surprised by this. Looking at my sales by device. So you've got mobile, tablet, desktop, and other. I'm not quite sure it classes as other. But I didn't realise this, but my biggest device user is mobile by far. Mobile sessions went up from 33,000 in 2020 to 67,000 in 2021.
Wow.
I also found out that most of my sales, I say most, more than a third, come from search rather than direct referral. So that's why it's so important to be up on your SEO, keywords, and be available on those platforms when people search, and especially on Pinterest, which is a visual search engine, making sure that all those keywords are on pins and everywhere you can use your keywords. Facebook grew. My biggest grower was Pinterest. Pinterest went up by 158% sessions.
Well, and you started out learning Pinterest with Tech Pixies, but then you joined Social Giraffe's Pinterest program, which we sell as an affiliate. And that's so incredible. I mean, Pip is amazing. And of course, those of you who've listened to the interviews with Pip know that she was a head teacher and she came to the Tech Pixies program to switch careers and then realized we didn't have a Pinterest program, offered to build it. And we basically funded her to build it. And now she's the head of all of our Pinterest coaching, but then has launched off the back of that a Pinterest ads course, which many of our Tech Pixies have done who want to specialize in Pinterest. And that's been a game changer for you.
I found when I started studying, out of all the modules, Pinterest was the one that grabbed me. So not long after completing the Tech Pixies sort of initial training, I then went on to do Amy Porterfield's list building society, because I'm still a member of that because of my huge list that I had. Then I went on to Social Giraffe and did coaching on Pinterest. They're still trying to convince me to invest in ads, but I'm not quite there yet. I think our organic growth has probably hit a plateau. I then went on to do Accelerator course creation program with Jill and Josh Stanton, because I was also thinking about doing some online courses. But Pinterest is still my passion. Love what they're doing at Social Giraffe and the positive psychology side of everything.
I mean, one of the things that's important is once you start your learning journey, there's more to learn. And we have so many people that learn from us, and then they go on to learn from some of our partners. And I think, and we support you through that as well. And I think it's important to know that, tech is ever changing. And so once you've got the basics down, which we really focus on, the fundamentals, the foundations, that gives you a great starting point for whatever you want to do next. So, I mean, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Was the investment worth it in the VIP group coaching program?
Absolutely. I can't say I've regretted a single moment, even when I was at my lowest, in some of the coaching calls, in some of the hot seats, when we're really peeling off that invisibility cloak and those layers. It was all worth it because it all led to a positive, which led to another positive. So I can honestly say I'm so happy I met Joy and everyone else in the Tech Pixie community.
Well, we are so happy. Every once in a while, someone comes along and you think, if this works, it's going to be amazing. And, even I've been running this program for 7 years now, and we've had over 750 women in the VIP group coaching program. And it never ceases to amaze me how when people really embrace the coaching, really embrace the curriculum, really apply it, the results that they get. And I think Charlotte is 100% right. You are an inspiration, Karen. And I know this was a big deal for you to come on today, but I'm so glad you're here and that you could share your story, because it's a story I've wanted to share for a very, very, very long time. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so thankful that you're in our community.
Oh, thank you. Can I just add, this is my big stats. This is the wow. Sales attributed to marketing. So the sales that we had through Shopify that were attributed to marketing, whether it's social media or email, up by 265%.
What?
It's mad. So this has led me on to my next journey.
Yes, tell me about your next journey.
So social media for Shop for Ducks is now going to be done mainly by staff that work for Andy in the physical Shrewsbury Duck store. He has people that are fresh out of college that are very up with TikTok and all this, and quite happy to do videos and a lot more interesting posts than just pictures of products. So I'm going to hand that over to them. and they can start growing it, because I've kind of reached my creative capacity, I think, at the moment. So I decided that in having all these stats and the proof in the pudding, that if you do it, you can achieve results. And finding out that there were people on TechPixies that were using Shopify or considering Shopify as an e-commerce platform, I decided that I could use my skills to help those people. So December 2021, I unofficially launched Consult the Duck, which is my consulting and coaching program, whereby I can offer Shopify e-commerce assistance, whether that be do it for you, i.e. I want to sell these products online, build me a shop, and all the marketing that goes with it. Or I can do a coaching program whereby I work with you over a period of time to achieve whatever level of store you want. And I'm really happy to say that I've been working with Natalie from TechPixies to coach her to create the TechPixies store. It's looking really good, and I'm so excited that it's going to be launching very soon. And I've had 8 sessions with Natalie, and I've seen her grow in such a way. And I've done that. I've enabled her to grow, and it's given me a warm, fuzzy feeling. And I never thought I'd be a coach. I never thought I'd be a mentor or somebody that did this. But I've had such a reward doing it that most people will probably want to go for that coaching experience, to hold my hand. If technology scares you, I can hold your hand and work you through setting a shop up from start to finish and start getting results. So that's my new venture. Consult the Duck.
And can I just say, I had purchased a course online for Natalie to follow and do it, but there were a lot of gaps, and she really was like, she got stuck at different points. And when I reached out to Karen, she was, we had a conversation. She said, well, I can just do it for you. And I said, I don't really want you to do it for me. I want you to, like you said, I want you to handhold Natalie through it and empower her to be in charge of the shop. And that was such a great decision, because you both massively benefited from it. Certainly TechPixies has benefited from it. But also, it does go to show that sometimes that one-on-one hand-holding can really get the job done. And I cannot wait to introduce the shop. We're hoping to, I don't want to give you a date because I don't want to disappoint anybody, but we're very, very close, aren't we, Karen?
Yeah, we certainly are.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for Natalie to press the go live button.
Yes. Well, and if you're wondering what kind of things you can buy in the shop, here's an example. Our a star highlighter, which everyone seems to absolutely love, among other things, but like t-shirts and notebooks and etc. So Karen, thank you so much for your time. I so appreciate it. And thank you for just being a dream student, a student who goes all in, shows up. You were on all the calls. You played full out. And this is the result. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the result. Over 200% growth in sales through marketing efforts as a result of actually going all in, playing full out. And Karen, you should just pat yourself on the back for that. I also love that you're ready to pass it on to somebody else and build an entirely different business. And there's a duck. I love it. So thank you so much. There's some great comments here. Cecily says, I love the name Consult the Duck. Samantha says, that's amazing. Annie says, brilliant. And Charlotte says, so fabulous to hear. And yeah, thanks so much, Karen. I so appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me.